If you're over 55, 60, or 65, and you've caught yourself saying, I don't feel like myself anymore, I want you to stay with me for a few minutes because this may matter more than you think. Maybe you get out of bed and your legs feel heavy. Maybe your balance feels a little off when you walk to the bathroom. Maybe your energy crashes in the middle of the day. Or maybe you sit in the kitchen, look around, and wonder why simple things now feel so hard. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know something right away. You are not lazy, you are not imagining it, and you are not failing at aging. In many cases, your body is sending signals, and most people never realize this. Those signals often have hidden reasons that can be improved once you know what to look for. I'm Dr. Robert Vance, and I've spent years listening to older adults describe the same quiet frustrations. They tell me, Doctor, I'm sleeping, but I still wake up tired. Doctor, I eat pretty well, but I don't feel strong. Doctor, I used to be steady on my feet, but now I reach for walls and furniture. And so many of them say the same thing in a softer voice, almost like they feel embarrassed to admit it. I just don't feel like me anymore. If you've been feeling that way, I want this conversation to feel like I'm sitting right across from you, speaking with you, not at you, because there's another reason this happens, and it's not always just getting older. Aging does change the body. That part is true. Muscles naturally shrink if we don't use them. Thirst signals can get weaker. Sleep may become lighter. Joints can stiffen. But one of the biggest mistakes I see is when people blame every change on age and stop looking deeper. This is where many people make a mistake. They assume tiredness means they need more rest. They assume weak legs mean they should move less. They assume dizziness is normal. They assume brain fog is just part of birthdays adding up. And while age plays a role, so do hydration. Food choices, medication timing, blood sugar swings, low activity, poor sleep habits, stress, posture, and even something as simple as not eating enough protein early in the day. The next tip may surprise you because some of the most common problems I see are caused by habits that seem harmless. Let me tell you about a patient I'll call Martha. Martha was 68, kind, sharp, and always put together. But when she came to see me, she looked worried. She said, I'm afraid something serious is wrong. By noon, I'm exhausted. I feel shaky if I stand too fast. My legs feel weak when I go grocery shopping, and I've stopped going on my walks. She thought her body was simply giving out. But when we talked through her day, I found several small things adding up in a big way. She drank coffee in the morning, skipped breakfast because she wasn't hungry yet, had a light lunch with very little protein, drank very little water because she didn't want to use the bathroom too often, and by afternoon she felt drained and unsteady. Nothing about her story sounded dramatic. That's exactly why it matters. Many health problems in older adults don't begin with a loud alarm. They begin with a quiet pattern. When I explained it to Martha, I used a simple image. I told her to picture her body like a small town that runs on steady deliveries. Water, protein, movement, sleep, and routine are the trucks bringing in supplies. If those trucks show up late or not at all, the town still works for a while, the lights stay on, the stores stay open. But slowly things start to slip, roads go unrepaired, shelves get empty, workers get tired. Your body can be like that. It may keep going for a long time on low supplies until one day you suddenly say, what happened to me? Most people never realize this. The problem often didn't happen overnight. It built slowly, one missed habit at a time. One of the first hidden reasons many older adults feel weak, tired, or foggy is simple dehydration. Now, I know that sounds almost too basic. People hear drink more water and roll their eyes. But please don't skip past this because dehydration in older adults is more common than many people think. As we age, our sense of thirst often becomes weaker. That means your body may need water even when you don't feel thirsty. On top of that, many adults over 60 cut back on fluids because they don't want to wake up at night or rush to the bathroom during the day. I understand that, it makes perfect sense. But the body pays a price. When you're even a little low on fluids, blood pressure can drop when you stand up, energy can fall, headaches may show up, constipation often gets worse, and balance can feel less steady. I remember a gentleman named Frank, 72, who told me he thought he had a balance problem. He felt lightheaded every morning when he got out of bed. He was afraid to shower unless his wife was home. He expected me to tell him he needed some major treatment. But when we reviewed his routine, he was drinking 2 cups of coffee, very little water, and taking a blood pressure medicine and a water pill early in the morning. By 10 a.m., he was running low. We worked with his regular doctor on timing and encouraged a steadier fluid routine, and he noticed a real change. Not perfect overnight, not magical, but meaningful. That's the kind of improvement I want people to understand. We're not chasing miracle cures. We're looking for the real life things that may help your body work better. So what can you do about hydration in a practical way? First, don't wait for thirst. Build drinking into your routine. A glass of water after waking up, another with breakfast, another with lunch, another in the afternoon. If plain water feels boring, add lemon, cucumber, or a splash of fruit juice. Some people do well with herbal tea or broth. Water-rich foods also help, like yogurt, oranges, berries, cucumbers, melon, and soup. The mistake to avoid is trying to drink everything late in the day. That often leads to more trips to the bathroom at night and makes people give up. Spread it out earlier, and if you've been told by your doctor to limit fluids because of heart, kidney, or other medical issues, follow that advice. This video is educational, and your own care team knows your health best. There's another reason this happens though, and it often shows up right beside dehydration. That reason is not eating enough protein, especially in the first half of the day. I cannot tell you how many older adults eat in a way that sounds light and healthy, yet they slowly lose strength month after month. Toast and jam for breakfast, soup for lunch, crackers in the afternoon, a decent dinner maybe. On paper, it doesn't look terrible, but your muscles need building material, and protein is one of the main materials. As we age, our bodies also become less efficient at using protein. So what worked at age 35 may not work at age 65 or 75. This is where many people make a mistake. They think if they eat enough calories, they're fine, but calories are not the same as nourishment. Think of muscle like a savings account. In younger years, it's easier to build and keep. Later in life, if you stop making deposits, the account starts shrinking. And here's what many people never realize. You don't only see that loss in your arms or legs, you feel it in your confidence. You notice it when you rise from a chair and need to push with both hands. You feel it when carrying laundry seems harder, when stairs look steeper, when walking across a parking lot takes more effort than it used to. The next tip may surprise you because strength loss often begins long before someone looks weak on the outside. A woman I'll call Denise, age 70, came in saying she felt old all of a sudden. Her words, not mine. She wasn't eating very much because she was trying to stay trim. Breakfast was half a banana. Lunch was tea and a small salad. By dinner, she was so hungry that she ate quickly and felt uncomfortable after. She thought being lighter would help her feel better, but in her case, she was underfueling her body. Once she started eating a real breakfast with protein, like eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or oatmeal with nuts and seeds, and added some protein at lunch, she told me, I feel more steady, more awake, and less desperate by dinner. Again, not magic, just the body finally getting what it needed. So how do you use this in daily life? Aim to include a good source of protein at each meal. That may be eggs, yogurt, cottage cheese, chicken, fish, beans, lentils, tofu, turkey, milk, cheese, or a protein-rich smoothie if chewing is hard. Many people notice that breakfast is the hardest meal to fix, so start there. Even something simple like Greek yogurt with berries and nuts is a huge step up from toast alone. A common mistake is relying on sugary breakfast foods that give quick energy and then leave you dragging an hour later. Another mistake is saving all your protein for dinner. Your body often does better when it gets steady support throughout the day. Now let's talk about movement, because this may be the most misunderstood part of aging. Many older adults feel weaker, so they move less, and because they move less, they get weaker. It becomes a loop. It feels safe in the moment, but over time, it often makes daily life harder. I'm not talking about becoming a gym person. I'm not talking about heavy weights or punishing workouts. I'm talking about the kind of movement that tells your body, we still need these muscles, keep them ready. Most people never realize this. The body listens to what you do every day far more than what you do once in a while. I had a patient named James, 76, who said his knees were the reason he had stopped moving. But when I asked what he could still do without too much pain, it turned out he could walk short distances, stand from a chair and do a few gentle steps while holding on to the kitchen counter. He'd been thinking in all or nothing terms. Either he could do a full walk around the neighborhood, or he should do nothing. That's a trap. We started with 5 sit-to-stands from a sturdy chair, twice a day, then a short indoor walk after lunch, then simple heel raises while holding the counter. After several weeks, he said something I'll never forget. He said, I thought rest would save my legs, but movement gave them back to me. If you're feeling weak or unsteady, One of the best simple exercises is standing up from a chair and sitting back down with control. Use a sturdy chair, place it against a wall if needed, and if you must, use your hands at first. Stand tall, then sit slowly. Try 5 repetitions, rest, then maybe another 5 later in the day. Why can this help? Because it trains one of the most important movements in everyday life, getting up safely. It works the thighs, hips, and core. It supports balance. It helps keep you independent. The mistake to avoid is dropping down too fast or using a chair that is too soft or unstable. Another gentle exercise that may help is the heel raise. Stand behind a chair or at a counter, hold on lightly and rise up onto your toes, then lower slowly. This can support calf strength and ankle control, both of which matter for balance. Many falls don't happen because someone is clumsy. They happen because the body can't react fast enough to a small shift. There's another reason this happens, and it's often connected to the feet and ankles more than people think. Your feet are your connection to the ground, but they don't get much attention until they hurt. Poor shoes, stiff ankles, numbness, or foot pain can quietly change the way you walk. Then the knees, hips, and back try to adjust. Over time, balance suffers. I've seen older adults wear worn-out slippers all day because they feel comfortable, but those slippers often offer little support and increase the chance of slipping. If you spend most of the day in soft, loose shoes with no grip, your body gets less feedback from the floor. That can make you feel less secure without even knowing why. The next tip may surprise you, because something as simple as better footwear can change how confident you feel when you walk. Choose shoes with a firm back, a non-slip sole, and enough room in the toe box. If you shuffle, trip, or feel unstable, look at the soles of the shoes you wear most. Are they smooth, worn down, uneven? Replace them sooner than you think. The mistake to avoid is wearing shoes that are easy to slide on but hard to walk in safely. Comfort matters, but support matters too. Now I want to talk about sleep. Because people often tell me, "Doctor, I sleep all night, but I wake up tired." That statement is more common than you may think. Sleep is not just about hours. It's also about quality, routine, breathing, nighttime trips to the bathroom, light exposure, and what your body is doing before bed. They nap too long during the day because they're tired, then they're less sleepy at night, then they stay up later with the TV on, then they sleep lightly, wake often, and start the next day drained. It feels like a mystery, but there may be a pattern hiding in plain sight. Let me tell you about Gloria, 67. She told me she had no energy left for life. She was sleeping nearly 9 hours a night, plus napping in the afternoon, and still felt worn out. When we looked closer, her sleep was broken. She fell asleep in a recliner with the television on, then woke up and went to bed later. She kept her bedroom very warm, drank tea late, and used her phone in bed when she woke up. None of those habits seemed huge by themselves. Together, they were chipping away at her rest. Once she shifted to a more regular bedtime, brighter light in the morning, less napping, and less fluid close to bed, many people notice improvement in a situation like that, and she did too. If your sleep feels poor, start with the basics. Try to wake up around the same time each day. Get morning light, even if it's just sitting near a bright window or stepping outside for a few minutes. Keep naps short if you need them. Avoid large meals, lots of fluids, and caffeine too late in the day. Keep the bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. And if you snore loudly, wake up gasping, or feel very sleepy during the day no matter what, please talk with your doctor. Sleep problems can have medical causes too. This is where many people make a mistake. They either ignore bad sleep completely, or they try to fix it with random pills and supplements without understanding the cause. Now let's talk about blood sugar swings. Because even people who do not have diabetes can feel the effects of eating in a way that sends energy up fast and down fast. If breakfast is sweet cereal, toast, or pastries, and lunch is light or delayed, your body may give you a burst and then a crash. That crash can feel like weakness, shakiness, irritability, or sudden fatigue. Many older adults say, "I thought I just needed more coffee." But coffee on top of low fuel can make some people feel even more jittery. Most people never realize this. The afternoon slump is not always a sign of aging. Sometimes it is your body asking for steadier fuel. A better pattern is to combine protein, fiber, and healthy fats when you can. For example, oatmeal with nuts and yogurt, eggs with whole grain toast and fruit, or beans with vegetables and a little olive oil. Why may this help? Because it often slows digestion and gives your body a steadier supply of energy. The mistake to avoid is eating very little for hours and then overeating later. That pattern can leave you drained through the day and uncomfortable at night. I also want to say a word about medications because sometimes the thing helping one problem may be adding to another. I am not telling you to stop any medicine on your own. Please don't do that. But do be aware that some medicines can affect energy, balance, appetite, bathroom trips, sleep, and alertness. If you started feeling more tired, dizzy, or foggy after a medication change, that is worth bringing up. There's another reason this happens, and many people are too polite to mention it. They assume their doctor is too busy or that side effects are just the price they have to pay. But medication reviews can be very helpful, especially when several prescriptions are involved. I remember a man named Leonard, 74, who brought all his pill bottles in a shopping bag. He laughed and said, "You'll need a map for this." He was taking his medicines correctly, but the timing of a few of them, plus very little water and inconsistent meals, was leaving him groggy in the morning and unsteady in the afternoon. After reviewing things with his care team, some timing adjustments helped. What I want you to hear is this. When symptoms show up, it is not complaining to speak up, it is smart. Your body is giving you information. Now let's talk about posture and the way you move through your house, because balance is not only about leg strength, it is also about how the body lines itself up. If you walk looking down all the time, shoulders rounded, taking short, quick steps, your body may feel less stable. Many older adults start doing this after one scary moment, maybe a near fall or a dizzy spell. They become cautious, which is understandable. But overcaution can sometimes create a stiff, guarded walking pattern that feels even more shaky. The next tip may surprise you, because confidence and balance often grow together. Try this the next time you walk across a room. Stand tall first, gently lift your chest, relax your shoulders, and look ahead instead of straight down. Let your arms swing a little if it feels safe. Take slower, smoother steps, not rushed little steps. If you need a cane or walker, use it with pride, not shame. The goal is safety and freedom, not proving something. The mistake to avoid is rushing. So many falls happen not because people are weak, but because they hurry when turning, getting up, or carrying too much. And while we're in the house, let me mention the home itself. I've had many conversations with patients who say, my balance is bad, but part of the problem is that their home is full of little traps. Loose rugs, dim hallways, cords, clutter near the bed, slippery bathroom floors, low chairs that are hard to get out of. Most people never realize this. They've adapted to these hazards so slowly that they stop seeing them. Then one day the body has an off moment and the room wins. A brighter bulb, a grab bar, a nightlight, clearing pathways, and removing loose rugs may not sound exciting, but these simple changes can support independence in a very real way. Now I want to speak about something quieter, something many people feel but don't always name: loneliness and low mood. These can affect the body more than most people think. When people feel isolated, they often eat less well, move less, sleep worse, and stop doing the routines that keep them strong. Low mood can show up as tiredness, slower movement, less interest, brain fog, or a feeling that everything takes too much effort. This is where many people make a mistake. They blame the body only when the heart is hurting too. I cared for a widow in her early 70s who told me she thought her health had suddenly fallen apart after her husband died. Yes, grief was part of it, but grief had also changed her days. She stopped cooking full meals. She stopped walking because she used to walk with him. She watched more television late into the night because the quiet felt too loud. Her body was carrying sadness, but it was also carrying the effects of changed habits. Once family helped her build small routines again, a short morning walk with a neighbor, a real lunch, a weekly senior center class, she began to feel more like herself, not because grief disappeared, but because support came back into her life. If you've been feeling alone, please hear me clearly. Needing connection is not weakness, it is human. A phone call, a church group, a senior center, a walking partner, lunch with a friend, or even a regular check-in with family can support health more than people realize. There's another reason this happens, and it may surprise you. The body often responds to hope. When people have something to look forward to, even something small, they often move more, eat better, and care for themselves more consistently. Let's talk about stiffness, because many adults over 60 say the same thing every morning. Once I get going, I do a little better. That clue matters. If your body is very stiff after sitting or sleeping, but loosens up with gentle movement, then a careful warm-up may help more than avoiding movement. Think of a cold rubber band. It doesn't stretch well right away, but if it warms gently, it becomes more flexible. Your joints and muscles can be similar. That doesn't mean you should push through severe pain. It does mean that a slow start often works better than jumping into activity cold. A simple morning routine may help. Before standing, move your ankles in circles. Gently bend and straighten your knees. Take a few deep breaths. Sit at the edge of the bed for a moment before standing. Once up, march in place lightly while holding on to something stable. Roll your shoulders, reach your arms up if that feels comfortable. The mistake to avoid is popping out of bed too fast and expecting your body to act like it did at 30. Give it a minute. Many people notice this makes mornings feel safer and less jarring. Now I want to address one more hidden factor that often steals strength without much warning: not eating enough overall. This is different from just low protein. Some older adults simply do not eat enough because appetite changes with age. Food doesn't taste as strong, dentures make chewing hard, cooking for one feels lonely, or certain medicines reduce hunger. Over time, weight may drop without trying, and so can muscle. The next tip may surprise you, because eating light is sometimes praised by others even when the body is struggling. Watch for signs like looser clothes, rings slipping off, more fatigue, and less strength. If meals feel difficult, make them easier, not fancier. Use soft proteins like eggs, yogurt, tuna, chicken salad, lentil soup, or cottage cheese. Add calories and nourishment in simple ways like nut butter, olive oil, avocado, cheese, or smoothies. Keep easy foods on hand. The mistake to avoid is waiting until you feel very hungry. Smaller, steady meals often work better than forcing large ones. I also want to mention constipation because people often underestimate how much it can affect how they feel. When the bowels are slow, people may feel bloated, uncomfortable, tired, or less interested in eating. And what supports regularity for many people? Fluids, movement, fiber, and routine. Notice how often the same basics keep coming up. That is not an accident. The body likes rhythm. Most people never realize this. Health is often built less by one big choice and more by repeated small choices. Now let's bring this together with a simple picture. If you feel tired, weak, foggy, stiff, or unsteady, think of 5 basic pillars: hydration, protein, movement, sleep, and routine. If even 2 or 3 of those are off, your body may start speaking up. If 4 or 5 are off, you may really feel it. The good news is that improving even one pillar can sometimes help the others. Drink more water and you may feel less dizzy. Eat better protein and you may have more energy to move. Move more and you may sleep better. Sleep better and you may make better food choices. This is where many people make a mistake. They try to fix everything at once, get overwhelmed, and quit. Please don't do that. Start with one change. Just one. That may be a glass of water every morning, a protein-rich breakfast, 5 chair stands twice a day, 10 minutes of walking after lunch, turning off the TV earlier at night, better shoes, clearing the hallway. 1 step repeated is better than 10 steps imagined. I often tell my patients not to chase perfection. Chase consistency. A perfect week followed by 3 weeks of nothing does not help as much as small actions you can live with. A short walk counts. A simple lunch counts. Drinking water counts. Sitting up taller counts. Going to bed a little earlier counts. Calling your doctor about dizziness counts. Asking for help counts. There's another reason this matters. When you do small helpful things daily, you teach your brain and body something powerful. You are still in this and your health is still worth supporting. I want to pause here and give a gentle reminder. If you have chest pain, severe shortness of breath, sudden weakness, fainting, new confusion, black stools, sudden swelling, or any sudden major change, please get medical help right away. And if tiredness, weakness, weight loss, dizziness, or balance problems are new, worsening, or not improving, talk with your doctor. There can be medical causes that need proper evaluation. This conversation is educational and supportive, but it does not replace personal medical care. I say that because I care about your safety, not to scare you. Now let me share a simple daily pattern that many people find helpful. Wake up and drink a glass of water. Sit up slowly before standing. Get some light on your face, from a window or outdoors if you can. Eat a breakfast with protein. Move gently in the morning, even 5 minutes. Have a balanced lunch instead of skipping it. Drink fluids earlier in the day. Do a few strength moves like chair stands or heel raises. Walk a little after meals if it's safe. Eat a satisfying dinner, not just snacks. Wind down at night with less screen time and less caffeine late. It sounds simple because it is simple, but simple does not mean weak. Simple done daily can be powerful. And I know what some of you may be thinking, Dr. Vance, that all sounds good, but I've already tried to take care of myself. I hear that often, and I believe you. Many older adults are trying very hard, but sometimes the issue is not effort, it's direction. You may be doing many things right and still missing one key piece. Maybe you're drinking water but eating very little protein. Maybe you're trying to rest more when gentle movement would help. Maybe you're going to bed early but napping too much in the afternoon. Maybe your shoes are fighting you. Maybe a medication is part of the story. Most people never realize this. Improvement often begins when you stop blaming yourself and start getting curious. Curiosity is one of the best tools in healthy aging. Instead of saying, I'm just getting old, try asking, what pattern am I missing? Instead of saying, my body is failing, ask, what does my body need more of? Instead of saying, I can't do what I used to, ask, what can I still train and support today? Those questions open doors. Shame closes them. Let me give you another example. A retired school bus driver named Harold told me he was frightened because he had begun using his hands to push himself up from the couch every single time. He saw that as a sign that his independence was ending. But when we looked deeper, he had become much more sedentary over the winter, gained some stiffness, and cut back on meals after a dental issue made chewing meat harder. In other words, his body had reasons. We worked on softer protein foods, daily chair stands, short walks indoors, and better hydration. A couple of months later, he smiled and said, I still use my hands sometimes, but I don't feel trapped anymore. That sentence stayed with me. So much of healthy aging is not about becoming young again. It is about not feeling trapped in your own body. The next tip may surprise you because it has to do with pace. One reason older adults feel worn down is that they often do too much on good days and too little on bad days. On a better day, they clean the whole house, skip meals, forget water, and wear themselves out. Then the next day they crash. That swing makes the body feel unreliable. A steadier pace often helps more. Spread tasks out. Rest before you are exhausted. Eat before you are shaky. Sit when you need to, but don't let a whole day disappear in the chair if you can help it. Think steady, not heroic. I also want to say something about pride, because pride can be helpful and it can also get in the way. I admire independence, I really do. But there comes a point when using support is not giving up. It is using wisdom. A grab bar is wisdom. A cane can be wisdom. A grocery cart for support can be wisdom. Asking a family member to help clear tripping hazards can be wisdom. Seeing a physical therapist for balance training can be wisdom. This is where many people make a mistake. They think accepting help means decline. Often it means staying independent longer. Now, if memory and brain fog have been bothering you too, please don't ignore that part of the picture. Poor sleep, dehydration, low food intake, loneliness, stress, low activity, and hearing loss can all make the brain feel slower. I've had patients fear the worst only to discover that part of their brain fog improved when they slept better, wore their hearing aids, drank more fluids, ate real meals, and moved more. That doesn't mean every case is simple. It does mean the brain lives in the body. And when the body is under-supported, the mind often feels it too. And hearing loss, by the way, is another hidden factor many people overlook. When hearing declines, people often withdraw from conversation because it becomes tiring or embarrassing. Then social life shrinks, mood drops, and the mind gets less stimulation. There's another reason this happens. People often wait years before getting hearing checked because it feels like a small issue. But hearing connects to energy, confidence, and connection more than most people think. I want you to picture a wheel. At the center is your daily life. Around it are spokes: water, protein, movement, sleep, social connection, safety, medication review, and good routines. If one spoke weakens, the wheel can still turn. If several weaken, the ride gets rough. But strengthening one spoke at a time makes the wheel stronger again. You do not need to repair your whole life in a weekend. You just need to begin. So here is what I would love for you to do after this conversation. Pick the one symptom that bothers you most right now. Is it low energy, weak legs, poor balance, brain fog, morning stiffness? Then ask yourself which daily habit may be feeding it, not in a blaming way, in a useful way. If your biggest problem is dizziness, look at fluids, meal timing, and standing up too fast. If your biggest problem is weakness, look at protein, movement, and how much time you spend sitting. If your biggest problem is poor sleep, look at naps, late fluids, light, and evening habits. Most people never realize this. The best change is the one tied to the problem you feel every day. And let me offer you one very simple challenge. For the next 7 days, drink a glass of water when you wake up. Eat a protein-rich breakfast and do 5 sit-to-stands from a sturdy chair once or twice a day if it is safe for you. That's it. Keep it small. Pay attention to how you feel by day 3, day 5, day 7. You may not feel completely different, but many people notice they feel a little steadier, a little more awake, a little more in charge. That little bit matters. Little bits add up. If you live with someone you care about, maybe do this together. If you care for an older parent, share this with them gently, not critically. Nobody responds well to being scolded, but almost everybody responds better when they feel understood. And if you are the one who has been feeling scared by changes in your body, I want to say this as clearly and warmly as I can. You are not broken. Your body may be asking for support, rhythm, and attention. That is very different from being broken. I've seen people in their late 60s, 70s, and even 80s make meaningful gains from simple changes. Better mornings, stronger legs, more confidence in the shower, safer walks to the mailbox, less crashing in the afternoon, more interest in life again, not because they found a miracle, because they respected the basics. The next tip may surprise you, because the biggest shift is often emotional. Once people stop feeling helpless, they start feeling capable. And once they feel capable, they begin doing the little things that help. So if this conversation spoke to you, don't leave it as just another video you watched. Turn it into one action today. Pour the water, buy the yogurt, do the chair stands, put on better shoes, clear the hallway, step outside for morning light. Call your doctor about that dizziness you've been brushing off. Start where you are, start kindly, start now. And if you've been quietly telling yourself, I guess this is just how life is now, I want to challenge that thought with care. Sometimes things can improve more than you expect when the hidden reasons are finally seen. There may be more going on than just age. There may be habits you can strengthen, patterns you can change, and support you can accept. Hope is not denial. Hope is being willing to take the next wise step. I'm Dr. Robert Vance, and it means a lot to spend this time with you. If you found comfort or value in this conversation, let me know in the comments what symptom has bothered you most lately. Low energy, weak legs, poor sleep, dizziness, or something else, because your story may help someone else feel less alone. And if you'd like more simple, caring guidance for healthy aging, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and join me again. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, stay curious about your health, and remember, small daily steps can support a stronger, steadier, more hopeful life.